So we're here at the Cover Drive Sports Academy, and this is where we're gonna do the Crazy Bubble War. That's the venue. And here we are with the CEO of Bubble Soccer AE, and he's gonna tell us more about Bubble Soccer. First, can you please tell us more about yourself?
Sure. Okay, so as said, my name's Phil. I run Bubble Soccer. So I was the first to bring it out here. I've been living in various different countries for the last 5 years. Come up with the idea, I went back to the UK to see the family for a few months and realised Bubble Soccer was really big in the UK. I had a few friends who was living in UAE, so I asked them, is Bubble Soccer running in the UAE at the moment? At the time it wasn't, so it sounded to me like a good idea to introduce it to the UAE, so that's where it all started. Sure. So it's basically football with a twist. There's different bubble games you play, but the main game is obviously entitled Bubble Soccer. So you play normal football, but you're in a bubble. So you wear the bubble like a backpack. So you're strapped in, and the objective of the game is to score goals like normal football, but the difference is you get to knock everyone over, you smash everyone to the floor, do a lot of rolling around and have a lot of fun at the same time.
So, Mr. Philip, how many games do you manage in a day, and how's the business coming along?
It's going well. In terms of games per day, it fluctuates. We have 3 locations. So we have our main location here in Dubai. We're also set up in Abu Dhabi and Sharjah at the Golf and Shooting Club. So it can fluctuate. On average during a weekday, I'd say 2 games per day. So Sunday through to Wednesday, 2 games per day. When it gets to the weekend, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, we're usually booked out. So we cater for all different ages, so we do normal sort of adults come play along with friends, we do events for corporates where it's like a team building or a social event, but mainly every sort of weekend we're booked out for kids' birthday parties. So that's, I'd say on the weekends we'll have 2 parties running on the Thursday, we'll have 3 parties Friday and Saturday.
Do we require a certain level of physical fitness to play this?
Not at all. We cater for everyone. I've had people who smoke 20 cigarettes a day and do a lot of drinking. I have people who are really fitness fanatics. It obviously, depending on your level of fitness, is how tired you're going to get, but it's just a novelty sport, so it's all about just putting on a bubble and just having some fun and knocking your friends around and just having a laugh.
Alright, and do we need like a warm-up? Do you guys have a warm-up session or something?
Not really, not really. So when everyone sort of arrives, first of all, everyone wants to try on the bubble. So we have like a safety briefing. I'll show them how to use the bubble. We ensure everyone's strapped into the bubble securely, so you can't injure yourselves. It's like a protective body suit. So we let them have a little knock around, then we'll obviously blow the whistle, get them all together, and we'll go over the rules of the games and what we're going to do today.
Alright. And are people aware about you guys?
I think we are. Obviously, Dubai, well, the whole UAE is a massive market. So I'd say we've probably only tapped into, we've been running now for a year and a half, and I reckon we've probably only tapped into about 20-30% of that market. So it is still a relatively new sport to the UAE, but obviously the louder we get out there, the louder we shout about Bubble Soccer, the more people will come and play.
So from the day you started Bubble Soccer until now, could you tell me about the growth in percentage?
Certainly. So when we started Bubble Soccer, we originally had the 1 location, which is Dubai. Since then, we've been 6 months into Bubble Soccer. At start, I only had, say, 40 adult bubbles, 30 kids bubbles. So that's already doubled within the year. And that's mainly because we're now running out of Sharjah and Abu Dhabi. So as a growth within the first year, I'd say in terms of profit, it's been steady, so it's been gradually going upward. So it's a gradient going slightly up, and then at the moment we've just leveled out, so it's just on a balanced playing field at the moment. But I'd say we've grown a good sort of 15 to 20%, but at the moment, like any sort of businesses, there are companies, beforehand there was lots of events going on. So as this time of year, last year we had a lot more events going on, and that's mainly just due to the current climate. A lot of companies are letting staff go and having more of a restricted budget for company events. But when it comes to people just coming along, playing with the friends, kids' birthday parties, that's still booming like normal. But in terms of events, it has taken a bit of a drop. since we first started.
All right, and how would you differentiate yourself from your competitors? And what would you say that do you also face competition from your substitutes like paintball?
Yeah. Well, in terms of competitors, there was one company that tried to, like Dubai, if you're doing anything which is successful in Dubai, you get a lot of copycats. Unfortunately, the copycats in Dubai aren't that clever. We came out here, we set it up, and we branded it as Bubble Soccer. So the copycats came over and they decided to call it Bubble Soccer. By this point, we were already top of the Google ranks and people already heard of us. So they probably lasted about 3 months because they bought these bubbles and they branded it as Bubble Soccer. So everyone who was inquiring or seeing the advertising was going to Google and then coming straight through to me. So it just it was more profitable for me in the end. There was one company who then changed the name to Bumperable. They lasted 6 months. And apart from that, as I'm aware, there's a couple of event companies now who they own a few bubbles and they just rent them per bubble. So there's still to this day, for a year and a half, there's no one doing the exact same thing, what we're doing on a daily basis.
Could you give us some details about the prices?
Certainly. So pricing varies depending on the number of participants and the duration you want the game to go on for. A standard session of Bubble Soccer for say 10 people for example, so 10 to 14 people is our normal bookings. So that is 120 dirhams per person for 1 hour Bubble Soccer. However, we do Bubble Soccer tournaments, which really do fluctuate. So I've done, in this venue, I've had up to 80 people from Microsoft, I've done it for Samsung, Pepsi, and we also get hired out to go to various locations. So I've done it at the Jumeirah Beach Hotel, I've got a partnership with Atlantis Hotels, we've done there and done it for the guests. So it depends on the size of participants. For example, if I've got say 60 people, they want to do a Bubble Soccer tournament. So it depends duration, if I've got 1 or 2 pitches. If I can have 2 pitches going on at the same time, it'd be 2 hours. If I've got 1 pitch, we're looking at 3 to 3.5 hours. So instead of the 120 dirham per person price, we then reduced that to 80 dirhams per person. So due to the volume, and we appreciate people are going to be waiting to play their games, we reduced the rate because of obviously the size of the booking.
All right, and so depending on the number of people, you could change the venue, you can make it a bigger
That's
venue.
correct, yep. So I have corporate clients, they, especially winter, we're just coming out of winter now, but they love doing it outside. So Bubble Soccer isn't like has a set location. We have our set locations where we run day to day, but it's a case of loading up our van and we can take bubbles. As long as there's a power supply, we can literally do Bubble Soccer anywhere. We've gone to universities all over the place, New York University in Abu Dhabi, American University of Sharjah for example, and we can just rock up there, there's a pitch available and we can do tournaments. So that is the only requirement. I just need a power supply and then we can take care of the rest.
All right, I'm sure you must also take into consideration the weather conditions of the UAE when you do venues like the beaches or something.
Yeah, in the winter it's not too bad. We're fine in the winter to do outside. Now we're coming into sort of April, May time. Outside isn't as popular as obviously it is in winter, so people either want to do it really early in the morning or they want to do it late in the evening, so obviously the sun's sort of setting now and it's a cooler time to play the game. But however, where we structure, like for example, we'll do an hour booking on Bubble Soccer. We do 3 different types of bubble games, well actually 4 types of bubble games. So we have a game, obviously Bubble Soccer, a game called Last Man Standing, Bubble Battle and Protect the President. So each one of these games can last 7 to 10 minutes. So it's not like normal football where you're paying 45 minutes and 45 minutes. It's quick 7 to 10 minute games. So regardless if it is quite hot, we can, after 7 to 10 minutes, we let everyone sit down, have a break, have some water, hydrate, and then get ready to go on to the next game.
So what are the safety measures that you guys undertake over here?
Okay, so before every booking, for 5 minutes, we'll do a quick briefing. So we'll show everyone how to get into the bubble and use the bubble. With regards to these bubbles, you'll see you wear it like a backpack. So these straps will come down and the handles are in front of you. So when you go into the bubble, you put your arm head first, one arm for each strap. So I'll just demonstrate for you. Some arms really strapped, and the bubble is on top. So when you're inside the bubble, then it's our job to be vigilant and check at what point the head is under the bubble. So, because you'll notice, at the moment it's still about a fist underneath the bubble. Ideally, it needs to be a little bit further. You'll see throughout the game, people will be doing flips and firing over. You just need to ensure your head is under the bubble. Apart from that, you just need to adjust your straps and everyone's good to go.
So how would you say is the overall game experience?
Tiring, but enjoyable at the same time. It's something new, so it's a good experience. It's always good to put yourself out there and try something different. I'm not going to lie, it is a very tiring, it's an extreme workout, but at the same time, you feel fulfilled at the end of the game, and you do have a lot of fun. You spend a lot of time just laughing at your mates who are getting knocked over.
So would you be interested in attending our event, the Crazy Bubble War?
Of course, it's got the name Bubble in it, and as I work for Bubble Soccer, I'm more than happy to attend.